Moments that made the season merry. The crazy carpet crash. It was the early 80s, and nothing could beat spending a Saturday afternoon on the Toboggan Hill during winter break. My niece Fiona and my nephew Victor had each unwrapped brand new crazy carpets that Christmas, and they were itching to try them out. I promised to take them, but I had another reason for saying yes so quickly. My cousin Denise had let it slip that Tina, the girl that I was crushing on, would be there with her little brothers. That was all I needed to hear. The kids were buzzing in the back seat on the way over, arguing about who would be the fastest and who would wipe out first. By the time the car came to a stop in a crowded parking lot, Fiona and Victor were already halfway out of the car door, scrambling to grab their carpets. The hill stretched in front of us, covered with families and bright flashes of color as sleds and carpets whipped down one after another. Fiona and Victor didn't waste a second. As soon as their boots hit the snow, they were off, dragging their carpets towards the top of the hill where kids were already throwing themselves onto the slopes. I lingered a moment, and that's when I saw her, Tina. Even with her scarf pulled up to her ears, I knew it was her. She was standing with her brothers, laughing as she brushed the snow off their coats. Then she glanced up, spotted me, and lifted her hand in a small wave. That was the only invitation I needed to head over. I started across, trying to look casual, but I didn't get very far. Some kids had tossed a couple of their crazy carpets out of the back of a truck. I didn't see them until my boot hit the first one. My foot shot forward. I tried to catch myself with the other, only to land on another carpet. Before I knew it, I was doing the splits in the snow with my arms flying in every direction, and I was heading straight towards the slope. The next thing I knew, I was on the move, not sitting like the kids, but somehow standing, one foot on each carpet. It looked like some wild ski stunt gone wrong. The kids on the hill stopped to stare. Fiona and Victor shouted and pointed, and I caught Tina's eyes just as I started to pick up speed. I tried to twist around, but it was no use. The carpets carried me backward down the hill, faster and faster, my arms pinwheeling. I heard the kids laughing and whooping. Someone shouted, "Ride it out," which wasn't much help. All I could do was keep my feet on those slippery sheets and hope for the best. Halfway down, I hit a bump. The jolt sent one of the carpets flying out from underneath me, and I spun sideways, still clinging to the other one with one boot. I must have looked like a rag doll tumbling downhill. Finally, the ride ended in a crash at the bottom, a spray of snow covering my coat and filling my collar. I lay there a second, staring up at the gray winter sky, trying to figure out if I'd broken anything. Fiona and Victor reached me first, laughing so hard they could barely ask if I was all right. Then Tina came running, her boots crunching in the snow, her cheeks pink from the cold. She crouched beside me and asked if I was hurt, her eyes wide with concern. I managed to sit up, brushing snow out of my hair, and muttered something about meaning to do that. She laughed, and it was the kind of laugh that made the sting of the crash worth it. The rest of the afternoon passed by in a blur. The kids kept sliding until their mittens were soaked and their noses went red. I finally worked up the courage to talk with Tina for real, and we ended up standing at the bottom of the hill, getting to know one another, cheering on the kids as they continued to race down. Fiona and Victor couldn't stop talking about my wild ride every time they got to the bottom, and Tina just shook her head, still smiling. Before we left, she scribbled her number on a scrap of paper and pressed it into my hand. My crash might have been clumsy, but it worked better than any smooth line ever could have. Merry Christmas from the Paawz house. See you tomorrow.